up? Welcome back to my channel. We've got a get ready with me video today. I am super excited about this get ready with me because this is all about brands that are actually here for us, okay? And the brand that I want to talk to you guys today about is Hue Noir. They are a very brand new brand, okay, you guys? They have just launched in Target this past week on May 20th, 21st, something like that. But they just launched in over 100 Targets all over the nation. So they aren't gonna be in every Target. So if you don't see this brand, don't worry, you can still grab products from their website and things like that. But if you do see this brand in your local Target, grab it, okay? Because we're gonna get into all the makeup and everything, but I wanna go ahead and start into my makeup routine using the products and everything. So I'm first starting out by moisturizing my face with this fresh Lotus Youth Preserve Face Cream. This is my go-to daytime moisturizer right now. I've been using a ton of Fresh stuff. You guys know I was in New York with Fresh a couple weeks ago and love them so much. I'm actually doing a lot of stuff with them this year, which is so awesome because they're just a really awesome brand that is here for us. Like, they really appreciate diversity. They really appreciate, you know, difference, and are just very open. And I met the founders, and they're this cute Russian couple. Oh my gosh, they're like your grandparents, like your fun grandparents. Like, that's who they remind me of. But they're super innovative, super just trend-setting in skincare. So I've been getting so many compliments on my skin lately, y'all, and most of it is due to the Fresh products that I use. So definitely know that I have a skincare video coming sharing all the stuff that I've been using lately. So before I start with the Hue Noir foundation, I'm gonna actually use this Bobbi Brown All Over Glow. This is like a rose gold kind of cream that you can put on your skin to just get that added bonus of glow underneath your foundation. It kind of gives you like that skin, like, you see, it kind of just gives you a little bit more. You can really see it on this side. Gives you a little bit more glow underneath. I would also wear this by itself in the summertime. Maybe even concentrating it on like your highlight areas. So instead of putting it all over your face, you could put it in specific areas just to give yourself some more glow, because this day and age, we love our glow, okay? We want skin, we want natural, we want glowy, and it's all about just, I think, embracing your natural, however your natural is, whether that be through your hair, through your makeup, through your style, through the way you eat. I think we're growing into a more conscious society and just more aware of what we're putting on our faces, in our bodies, and on our hair and all that kind of stuff. I think they all work together. So that's really translated into the way that I've been doing my makeup lately. You guys have probably noticed that I don't do crazy eye looks or, you know, just super glam all the time, because that's just not me. And I don't believe that everyone is like that. I think it's important to show the difference in beauty trends and the difference in what people like. And so this is what I like. My style is what I like. And maybe it's something you like, or you can incorporate some of my style into your style and make your style even better and more bomb. So yeah, I'm gonna go first in with the Cardamom foundation by Hue Noir. And first off, I love the packaging, you guys. It's very sleek, very simple. It's very, you know, it feels good. And I say that because it's not too overly flashy. It's not too simple, but it's just right in my opinion. So this is what it looks like when you get it. It's in like a little tube. And this is definitely your everyday type of foundation. It's not, you know, you can build it up for sure if you want to wear it out on like a special occasion or something like that. But it's definitely a daytime go-to type foundation. So I'm actually using the color Cardamom, which This is one of the really cool things about this foundation line is that they don't use the whole like warm, cool, natural theology. They use just the average of skin recordings that they've taken. So Paula, who is the founder and owner of Hue Noir, she basically started at home, you know, making products in her garage and, you know, would have these like little makeup parties and she would test people's skin. So she used this machine called a spectrophonometer. I don't know, y'all. I'm gonna put how you spell it right here so you guys know. But it's basically this machine that takes the data from your skin tone. So it takes like how much melanin is in your skin versus how much red, how much green, how much all that stuff. So she's used it for a long time, taking thousands and thousands of skin tone samples essentially to create her range. So her range is very, very true to skin. You guys can see this is so natural. This is literally like my perfect color. And I struggle, y'all, with color matching. I feel like my skin tone changes so much throughout the year. And also you can see it's like very liquidy, which I like because it's super lightweight. Like this doesn't feel like I have foundation on. It almost feels more so like a tinted moisturizer. But anyway, so I usually my skin tone just changes so much throughout the year because like right now I'm super tan and I feel like my undertones, I don't know how to tell what my undertones are. So this line really was made for somebody like me who just like doesn't know. Like I don't know. And she actually is launching the either 20 or 24 of her darkest shades. So Target basically has this whole, I guess it's a program where they're specifically reaching out and showcasing brands for people of color. And so I know that if you guys watch Real Housewives of Potomac and Giselle Bryant, I think her name is, she has a cosmetic line called Everyday Hue or something like that. But she also is being launched in Target too. So I think Target is really doing a great job of just making sure that we feel as women of color and people of color, because not only women wear makeup, that we feel that we are being celebrated in the beauty aisles just as much as everyone else. And I'm really excited about that. I think that's such a great mission. And I really honestly appreciate Target for doing that because we already loved Target before, but now you winning some points, you know, you're winning some points with us. So I appreciate it. That's what I like, you know, brands that are here for us, that know what we want and that are going to cater to our needs and the things that we are looking for. And what's also really cool is that while I was at the Hue Noir Labs, I actually got to mix some foundation. So I actually mixed my winter color because that's what color I started off with using from Hue Noir, and it's actually the color Cappuccino, and we actually mixed it in the lab, which was super dope to just experience like actually making my own foundation.
Yes, I want to see. It's not turned up really fast right now, so let's see.
Oh, and you don't drop it.
No.
Oh wow, this is transition one to the other.
This is slow.
Oh my God.
It seems like you ain't seen nothing yet.
No, you haven't.
So there's different speeds you can set it to.
Yeah, based on viscosity.
Wait, so you guys hire out help to like do this part too?
Yeah,
Oh,
but sometimes
If you have like
I'll be back here too, depending on what's going on.
Gotta get it done.
Get her done.
And actually having the foundation to use. I'm not going to use it now only because I'm too tan, but definitely will be using in the future. And not only did I mix my own foundation at the lab, I also made my own lipstick. I actually mixed this color myself. I actually made two. So I made this really beautiful orange coral color here, and I'm so excited to create a look around this. I also made this other color that I am just in love with, and I think is gonna be so perfect for the fall. We've already named it Cabernet, okay, because I made it from the inspiration of my favorite wine and my mom's favorite wine. And I also was just thinking of my mother when I was making this shade, because I'm like, she loves these type of deep reds, deep purples, and very maroon colors, because they really look great on her skin tone. So I already know I'm giving her one as soon as possible. So now I'm gonna go in with my Urban Decay concealer. This is the All Nighter waterproof full coverage concealer, and it's in the shade medium neutral, which I somewhat feel like is a little light, but we're just gonna roll with it because I really haven't felt like going and completely buying all new concealer and foundation. Like today, I'm using like obviously a foundation color that matches me right now. But like my concealers and stuff, I'm like, I don't want to buy new ones because I'm not going to be this shade for that long. So bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. But yes, anyway, I just had such a good time at the lab and just learning about everything and seeing how things are made. I always love that because I think in beauty, we get kind of stuck in the, you know, the outward facing things, you know, like the packaging and the product, and which obviously product and packaging are super important. Not to say that they aren't, but I'm saying like when we think about the beauty industry, we think a lot about everything that faces the consumer. And I think that it was really cool for me to see kind of like the behind the scenes of like what it really takes to like make a product come to life from the actually like manufacturing and producing part of it. And it was cool, like to be in that element and in that space was really inspiring. It's so pretty.
Yes,
Okay, so he's gonna let you split these for the other one.
So cute.
such a nice red.
Really is. I definitely have to give my mom one. I feel like she would love that. Okay, now
Okay.
it's my turn. Okay, so
So-
You have to come over here and turn it upside down.
Turn it
and it's
upside
already
down.
set.
Yeah, so it's
Alright.
kind of already set, so you don't have to worry about.
okay, so I just match these holes up, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Good.
Yep. Good.
Alright.
Press it down. There's a little
Okay.
switch right here.
Oh, push it.
Push that
Okay.
and lift up.
Push at the same time, or push it
push
and then
first.
lift?
Push first.
Okay.
First hold it.
Oh.
Push and hold.
Now
Yep.
lift.
Now lift.
Okay.
Well,
Wait, what?
Hold it all the way down.
now,
lift.
now take it.
Oh. Ah.
There you are.
Yay. Science. I love it.
And so then we'll just,
Pop them out.
well, we're gonna turn them down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is definitely like an awesome like field trip. Like I would have just
To do
lived
it, be
for
able to,
this.
right?
Oh my gosh, this would have made
Yeah.
me want to be a scientist when I was little. Okay, it's just- Yay! Oh my gosh, these are so cute. I was really also inspired by Paula because, you know, she's out here like living her best life, you know, like she was in a different industry and always knew that like beauty was where her heart was. And even though she was working in the food and beverage industry, she knew that beauty was where she always wanted to be. But instead of like thinking that, you know, she had to go to cosmetology school or be a makeup artist to then get into makeup, like thank God she didn't, because so much of what she learned in food and beverage is helping her now, you know, like helping her have her own lab and her own business. Because most makeup companies, most makeup brands don't have their own lab, right? Like most of them just most of them just, you know, use a lab that's already producing other brands' makeup, and they don't actually produce their makeup from scratch. And she does. So all the formulas of all their products and everything were made with you in mind. Like, for real. Like, things, you know, even down to the ingredients of the foundations and the eyeshadows and everything are made with very much so sensitive skin in mind, making sure things aren't going to irritate or have an overly strong smell, like stuff like that, which I can really appreciate, because a lot of us deal with skin issues, and sometimes our skin issues aren't necessarily coming from, you know, us. They're coming from different makeup products and things that we're using on our face, and that just makes things difficult. I mean, who has time for like jacked up skin? I don't. Okay, so I want to make sure the things that I'm using on my skin are not going to irritate it and make it go crazy. So I'm actually going to use this truffle matchsticks from Fenty Beauty to contour today. I definitely went in, you guys. I went in. Shout out to women in beauty, not just being the front-facing aspects, like not just being the makeup artists or just the models, but actually the brains behind the business. I think that is so bomb. I just love that. I love a good boss chick, you know? Like, I love a good, you know, testimony about how someone built something from the ground up and really took a chance on themselves, because I think we kind of get a little, in this day and age, we've gotten a really dependent on like 401ks and pensions and Social Security and, you know, our company taking care of us forever. And as we're learning in a lot of industries across the board, especially like retail and things like that, the world is changing, okay, y'all? The world is changing, and the idea of being with a company for 30 years, 20 years just isn't really our wave anymore. So it's not to say that working 9 to 5s is like not cool, because it totally is. Like, find where you are supposed to be, you know? I'm not one of those people that like bashes people for working 9 to 5s. I think that's just stupid. Because how am I going to sit here and try to encourage you to do something but then bash you at the same time? Like, that doesn't make no sense. So I just think we have to start reshaping the way that we see 9 to 5s and like see working with companies, and stop thinking that, you know, once you get a company job or a corporate job that like you're always going to be good. I think it's one of the advice that I got from one of my mentors when I was still working in education was, even when you have the job, right, you never stop looking. You never stop, you know, preparing for the just in case, because you never know. Companies have layoffs. Things happen. Even Mark, like at Nike, you know, they had layoffs. Like, they like last year they let go of like a lot of people. I can't remember what the number was, but a lot of people. And you think to yourself, Nike, like, that's such a big company. They're like globally known. They're like a Nike. Like, you don't even have to say anything else. But even they have to let go of people because their industry is changing. So it's like, don't get stuck in like that mindset, like where you think you're going to have this job forever, because what do we know that is sure about in life is that things are always changing. Things never stay the same. And it's not even about good or bad, really. It's about just, that's the way life goes. Change is inevitable, right? So, you know, I just was listening to Paula speak and when we were talking, and it just really kind of gave me that motivation to know that, you know, I don't know what I'm going to do, you guys, in my future. I don't know if I'm going to be like that person that comes out with a hair care line or a makeup line or something like that. I don't know. But what I will say is that people like her give me the motivation and the just kind of reminder to keep my mind open, keep my mind going and being creative with how I run my life, which essentially means how I run my business and what I do for my business. And so it was just a really good kind of experience to have with her in that moment, you know, being in her lab and seeing her create products and creating products with her. Like, that was just a really cool experience. Okay, so while I'm talking, I'm gonna do my brows real quick, which at this point, y'all, the brows have gotten to a point where I can't even fill them in without them looking so intense. So I'm just using my Bobbi Brown clear brow gel, and I'm just going to brush my brows up and then kind of just lay them nicely. And that's all I'm doing for my brows. I haven't decided what I want to do as far as like, do I want to start getting them threaded again? Because I've been getting them threaded for years, and I just stopped like a few months ago. Like totally just stopped getting my brows threaded, stopped plucking them, and just let them really grow out. And so that's how we're at where we are now, which I really love this look. I don't know if I'll keep it forever, but at the same time, I'm feeling it. So brows are done. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with this Persona Identity palette. This is also a really new brand to me. I've never experienced them before. They reached out to me to send me some products, so I was like, sure. And I saw Monica post about using their highlighters, and I was like, ooh, the highlight is so bomb. And I already had the highlight in my in here, but I wanted to try out this Identity eyeshadow palette because I was swatching some of these shades, y'all, and they are pigmented. It's so pretty. They got some shimmers in there, they got some mattes in there. So we're gonna play a little bit. Actually, before we get started into eyes, I'm gonna set my face because everything is nicely blended and looks good. So I'm actually gonna use this Black Radiance True Complexion Setting Powder. This is a new product for them as well. I'm using a lot of new things today. And so I wanted to try this because I was like, I know that a lot of people love Black Radiance, and they're also a brand that's here for us, okay? They've been around for a long time, y'all. A long time. I always think of them and Milani in like the same breath. And I don't know if they're like direct competitors. I would assume yes, because they're sold in a lot of the same like retailers and stuff. But yeah, I have not heard much about this setting powder. So let's see how it is. It's got like a yellow undertone to it. So I'm going to take this, I think this is from Fenty too, this sponge. But I like it because it has this flat side, and I could just put this in here like that and get some powder, and then I'm going to press it in there. It's really fine, so that's a good sign. I actually don't like to bake like crazy anymore because I feel like, oh, that actually is laying really nicely. Because I just don't like really matte skin anymore. I want my skin to look like skin even when I have foundation on. But that all over glow from Bobbi Brown helps with that. Even when you have to bake to set all your makeup, that all over glow is still gonna shine through. So you good. So while that is setting, I'm gonna go ahead and use my Identity palette, and I'm gonna go in first with Gold Digger. It's like this gold color, and it has great pigment. So I'm gonna go ahead and just add that straight on my lid, and we'll see what happens. See, look at that. Isn't that crazy? It's so pretty. And I didn't even put any like primer or anything on underneath it. It's just catching that well. And I believe this is also female owned. So this might be a whole video of female owned brands, low key. I'm gonna go in with Audacious. Well, let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna go in with Audacious because it's kind of like a burnt red color. And see, when you have eyeshadows that are made with like good quality, you don't have to work as much to get them to blend. That's what I've noticed. Sometimes when you're having a tough time trying to make a color come out and like really be bold and look the way it looks in the palette, if you're struggling with that, sometimes it's just that the colors are not pigmented enough and they're not doing what they, oh, why would I do that? They're not doing what they are really supposed to be doing, if that makes sense. Then I'm gonna actually take some of my concealer that we used earlier from Urban Decay, and I'm gonna just add some on my brow bone. I don't always do this. I kind of like go back and forth between adding concealer under my brows or not doing it anymore. It's just mostly I don't anymore, but today I feel like I need a little bit more of a clean cut look because we're focusing on the makeup today. I'm also going to add a little bit of Goddess in there to help transition these two colors too. Just in the middle of like where the gold and like that burnt red come together. Transition colors are your friends when it comes to eyeshadow. That was one thing that took me kind of a while to understand, was like, oh, if you kind of think of like gradient, the gradient idea of like things going from like dark to light or light to dark, or just like a natural like progression of color, then you start to make eye looks that make more sense. So I think we are good on that as far as the eyes go. I'm gonna put a little bit of Audacious underneath my under eye. And then I'm gonna take this Urban Decay Glide On Eye Pencil in the color Smog, and I'm gonna put this on my under eye. I actually really like this eye makeup, and the lashes that I have are super dramatic, so I think I'm just gonna do my natural lashes. So I'm gonna just use this Bobbi Brown eye opening mascara. I love this. It's a very like makes your lashes look fuller and more voluminous and all that. So I'm gonna use this. Got dog hair. I mean, lashes are bomb, don't get me wrong. I love a good lash, but I also love when I can just wear my natural lashes with some mascara on, and then I don't have to worry about them flying off throughout the day or halfway sticking off. When I'm with my friends or my sisters or anything and I see like half the eyelash coming off, I'm like, wait, let me just pinch it so we can come back together. But usually it's like once that lash starts lifting, it's over. So we're about to be real bronzy because you guys know I love a good golden bronze look. That's basically my glam look, is always something bronzy. So I'm gonna use the let's see, what are we gonna use? Because I'm learning, you guys, that to be able to really give like a really skin-like glow, a really beautiful and last touch to your face bronze, is to build up the bronze and build up the glow. So I'm gonna be using a couple different, or maybe 2 or 3 different like bronze highlighters. So the first one I'm gonna go in with is Casino. This is my matte bronzer that I'm gonna use, and this is from NARS. And I'm just gonna take this and kind of like go over everywhere that we put bronzer or contour at earlier. And as you guys can see, this is like really light on me now because of my tan and stuff. But like I said, this is not super contoury and highlighty. Nothing wrong with that look, y'all. Nothing wrong with it, but you gotta kind of know what you're going for when you're doing makeup. You know, find what works for you. And now I'm gonna go in with St. Barth's from NARS, which is gonna be this shimmer bronze color. So I'm starting like that build up process to the highlight. One of my friends, and I'm actually putting this like kind of like in between like where my highlight would be in my bronzer. I learned this trick from one of my friends who's a makeup artist. Anna's Makeup Artistry, I think, is her IG name. But my friend Anna taught me this, and she is like the glow queen, y'all. She just slays. And I'm always looking at her work like, gosh, she just makes people look so good. Like, you can tell that it's not just like a natural, no makeup type of look. No, it is full glam, but it is like, almost like the way like bridal makeup is. I feel like now people want to look more like that, like beautiful, glowy glam, but like not too much, because on your wedding day, you want to look like, you know, yourself still. So I feel like her makeup does that really well, where you still look like yourself, but it's very like an elevated version of yourself. But before I do my highlight, I'm actually gonna go in with this NARS cheek palette. This is the Wanted #2 palette. I'm gonna go in with this coral color right here to pull everything together. And I think this one, the shade is called Ambition, I think. I can never tell. Like on the back, whenever it shows you, I'm like, does this mean the one above or the one under? I don't know. Let's go more. Y'all know blush is in this season, right? Y'all know Riri is bringing out the blush in all of us, and I'm so here for it. I'm so here for it. Really, really pretty. Because at first when I was looking at it, I didn't imagine it to like come out like this, but I really like it. All right, and now we're ready for highlight. So I'm actually gonna use this highlight from Persona. This is Del Mar, and I'm going to use my fan brush for this. Super pretty. I told y'all we was gonna be real gold, real coral today. And that is what we got. Now I'm putting this on very lightly, you guys. Because if I went in on this, you could probably really see the highlight, but we don't want that. We want that like real subtle but very noticeable glow. And that's what we're getting by just like being real gentle. And I like to put it a little bit like on my forehead too. Not enough to make me look shiny, but just to have some sort of like, you know, glow come through on that point too. Yes. Yes, glow. Ooh, right there. You see this? Hidden right there, here, here, here. It's good. Cute. All right, you guys, now we're ready for lipstick. Okay, so I'm actually going to use this lip pencil in Chestnut from MAC to get a good line around my lips. Now, I'll try to put some suggestions, you guys, down below of similar shades to this that you can grab to really recreate this look. But this is a custom color, so you can't get this anywhere. This is only the 15 of them that I have. So I will try to think of close comparisons. All right, you guys, that is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this Get Ready With Me video. Definitely don't forget to check out Hue Noir on Instagram at their website. Also, grab your foundation, okay? Grab your Hue at Target. If you see it in your store, do not waste time. Grab it, try it out for yourself. Like I said, she's going to be featuring 24 or 20-something of her darkest shades, so you will be able to find something for you. And let's just take a moment to celebrate all the badass women out there that are calling the shots and being the brains behind these beauty brands. All right, you guys, until my next video, I will see you in the next one. Bye.